Sinabi ng Presidente, kasi po meron tayong batas na umiiral kapag merong labanan. Ang tawag po dyan, International Humanitarian Law. That's an ancient legal system. Kapag non-international armed conflict, ang sumasakop po dyan, yung second additional protocol to the Geneva Conventions. Sa International Humanitarian Law, dahil batas na umiiral sa digmaan, hindi po bawal pumatay. Ang bawal po pumatay ay yung kapag tatargetin mo ay yung mga tinatawag na non-combatants. Okay? Yung mga civilian, yung mga religious workers, mga humanitarian workers. At saka, bawal din po yung means and methods of warfare na nagkukos ng SIRU, superfluous injury, unnecessary suffering. So, kung meron pong NPA na armado, hindi po lubag sa batas na patayin yan. Dahil ang armadong NPA po talaga ay banta sa pagkatao at sa karapatang mabuhay ng ating kasundaluhan. Iba po ang usapin kung natutulog yan. In which case, may debate po. Pwede mo bang patayin ang natutulog na kalaban? Pero ito po, ang sabi ng Presidente, armadong komunistang rebellion, rebelde. Yan po ang tinatawag dyan, he's a valid military target. Ang military objective po in law, sususugan ko nito dahil ito naman yung tinuturo ko talaga, is a thing, object, or person whose destruction will contribute to the military objective. Ang military objective is the complete subjugation of the enemy. So bagamat bawal na sabihin na patayin lahat ng kalaban, dahil hindi naman ang military objective ay mapatay sila, kung hindi masubjugate ang kalaban, hindi rin naman pinagbabawal ang pagpatay ng isang armadong kalaban. Yun po ang distinction ng human rights and humanitarian law. Ang human rights will never accept any derogation from the right to life. But humanitarian law will not prohibit the killing provided it is pursuant to the law. Provided you recognize the principle of distinction, you will always distinguish between a combatant or a fighter and a non-combatant, and provided nga that you comply with yung limitations and means and methods of warfare. So yun po yung konteksto ng sinabi ng Presidente. Paputukan mo yung armadong NPA. Bakit? Sa karanasan nyo ba, kapag armadong NPA may sundalo, hindi puputok yan? Para kay pa siya may sundalo? Para kay pa siya mayroong baril? Kung hindi para gamitin laban sa kasundaluhan. So dalawa po yan. Either ang mapapatay ay NPA o mapapatay kasundaluhan. Sa akin naman, yung mga tao ng mga sundalo natin, kapwa mahirap din ng NPA, binibigay ang buhay nila para sa Republika, hayaan na natin na matugis yung kalaban ng gobyerno at mabuhay yung ating kasundaluhan. Yan po yung pinaka-extensive na answer na nabigay ko kasi inquirer, konti lang ang kinote. Pero si Kasilaw, ang haba-haba ng kinote nila. Hindi naman alam ni Kasilaw yung kanyang international humanitarian law. Di ba? Tinuro ko yan, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa iba't iba pang bansa. Sorry na lang sila at mas alam kong IHL.
When Sanofi, in its public disclosure released November 29, warned of possible serious disease caused by dengue. Do we know how sick that children can get?
Well, you know, that's the bone of contention here. That's why we're awaiting Sanofi's definitive definition of severe disease. Because, you know, there are many classifications of the dengue disease. You may point to a 1997, to 2009, 2011 classification. So, magulo eh. There's no clarity. That's why we're waiting for them to tell us more definitively ano ba talaga ibig sabihin ng severe dengue disease. So, sa ngayon, wala pa silang pinadadala.
So, I guess, Secretary, it's important to find out who are at risk, particularly those who have not had any prior infection. But with the 700,000 children who were vaccinated, and you said 10% of them, like 70,000, are at risk, how do you plan to check their medical history?
Well, that's why the underpinning, the support to this is really surveillance, heightened surveillance, and it begins with the review of the master list of all the 733,000 students in regions 3, 4A, NCR, and Cebu Province, Cebu City, Mandaue, Lapu-Lapu. So these are the areas of high dengue endemicity, which is what the WHO actually recommended, is to do this dengue vaccination in such areas. So it's not a national dengue program. It's really a select areas where you have a high disease burden of dengue. So going back to what I said, the master list is crucial. It's very important to take hold of this, because now you really can't say and you really can't identify who the 10% of the population of vaccinees are, right? So you have to do all. So surveillance has to be all-inclusive, and make sure that we have reports from our surveillance officers as to the following. Number one, the history taking of vaccination or immunizations is important. Number two, the mandatory reporting of all hospitalized vaccinees, irregardless of their symptoms. Kailangan malista lahat yan, ano? And then next will be the mandatory investigation, and then surveillance for 5 years post-dengue immunization. But you see, let me just tell you that based on the Sanofi's documents and reiterated by the WHO document that was submitted to the DOH yesterday morning, it appears that the dengue vaccination to even those that did not have prior infection, di ba, ito yung controversy, di ba? They gave vaccines to those that didn't have prior infection, and this is the cohort of vaccinees that might manifest severe dengue disease or severe dengue infection. But let me just clarify that even with that population, yung vaccinees without prior infection, the vaccine actually provides protection for 2.5 years. So there's a window of opportunity to be able to identify all of this even before the serious or severe dengue manifestations are seen. Ano? So the parents should not be alarmed, because there is still the protection. The severe dengue disease, it appears, will happen after 2.5 years. So if the dengue vaccination began in April of 2016, most likely the severe dengue manifestation will appear 2.5 years henceforth.
So after 2018 pa po?
Yes, after 2018.
Right now, Secretary, what would you advise the parents of these children who had the vaccine?
Well, they just have to make sure that the usual dengue prevention, vector control program of the DOH is religiously followed. You know, the 4S, for example. 4S, search and destroy, meaning all the breeding places of mosquitoes and the mosquito larvae should be eliminated. Okay. Number two is seek early consultation for fever lasting more than 2 days. 3 is self-protective measures, meaning wearing of long sleeves, socks, putting up mosquito nets, applying insect repellents, etc. And last is say yes to fogging, selective fogging, when there is evidence of outbreaks. No?
Okay.
So this has to be seen in the light of this complementation.
Final question, Secretary Duque. There are 800,000 doses that are unused, expiring in August 2018. They're worth around 800 million pesos, and in total we spent 3.5 billion pesos. Are you now going to return these unused vaccines? Will you ask for a refund from Sanofi?
Well, that is one of the many options that we are considering, but we would like to be evidence-based and technically sound in terms of the recommendation that we expect from the Strategic Advisory Group of experts from the WHO, complementing now our own local groups of experts in the the Philippine Society of Pediatrics and also the Philippine Society of Microbiologists. So we're trying to get the best minds and the best people to put together a sound recommendation with very strong, good scientific evidence to back it up. And so the next few days you will see that the DOH will share with the media and the general public in the spirit of transparency and with the end goal of ensuring that the safety and health of our children are paramount.
All right, thank you for talking to us. Health Secretary